Hi Sagittarius, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2019. This month I'm using the Aquarian Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Ascendant or Rising Sign, and Sagittarius Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, Sagittarius, now on to your February 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have here, Sagittarius, is Eight of Swords. So this is feeling trapped in an emotional prison or trapped in a situation. And you may not see how to get out of it. You may not see the way out or the solutions to get out of it. My guides are telling me you're like jumping around like a cat on a hot tin roof in your mind, mentally. Maybe even emotionally as well, but it really comes up as mentally. So you may be like, hop into this thought, that thought. What do I think about this, that? Like your mind and energy may be very scattered, your thoughts, and possibly your emotions. And I feel in some cases, Sagittarius, you've given away so much to other people that now you're starting to look around and see, what do you have left for yourself? Now you may say, well, I don't know what that message means. This could also be in a sense of going out of your way for other people, expending your energy, like doing things for this one, doing things for that one, helping this one out, helping that one out. It could be in family and friend situations and in love relationships, but it could also be happening at work and in the outside world besides out of your inner circle. So you have to think about that, Sagittarius. It's like you've given away too much of something. Either your time, your money, your resources, or your energy, which is what I feel like they're talking about most. And you may be feeling like that's kind of trapped you in some way, or like you're bound, and that you might not feel like you have much left over for yourself. And I feel like you don't really have much peace. I feel, Sagittarius, like you're constantly troubleshooting and problem solving. And again, I'm going to go back to what I just said. This could be for other people, not just for your life. This could be, your kids, your grandkids, your parents, friends, or work people, work situations. If you own your own business, you may be like, man, I'm constantly, I'm the chief cook and bottle washer, troubleshooter person, like constantly I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And solving this and solving that. That comes up here too. You may also find that your memory is faulty or is faltering. Like you may find like you're going through a bit of a brain fog or having trouble remembering things. And it could be little things like, oh, I forgot my cell phone. Oh, I forgot my son's birthday or my daughter's, class, something I need to do for their class. Or, forgetting I left my coat in a restaurant. Left my glasses on the counter at the checkout line in the food store. I mean, anything, but like it does also come up as forgetfulness, brain fog, fogginess. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to stick, but this could be a result. One of the reasons it could be happening is because of what also came up already in the card. So now let's see your next card here, Sagittarius. You have some little challenging cards here in some ways. Two look good, but you have some challenging ones. Here you have Five of Cups, and Five of Cups is sadness, loss, and regret. This is also, if you see behind the man, there's two cups still upright, so not all hope is lost. But you may be feeling disappointed about something or having some kind of sadness or feelings of loss in some way. fives, number 5 cards, any of the suits can often indicate loss of some sort. This could also be if you have trouble with drinking or someone connected to you has that issue. Some of you are feeling sad because you've had to break up with a partner, or you recently did it, or maybe your partner has passed, recently, but it feels more like a divorce or a breakup or parting ways with someone. Now, if it's not your love partner, it could be a business partner or a extremely close friend, but it does feel like sadness over a breakup or parting ways with someone. Some of you have also lost some money. It could have been in the stock market. It could have been like just losing your wallet. It could have been like gambling. You gambled on something, a business, or literally gambling like horse racing or at a casino or online gambling. So some of you, there's been some financial loss here. I do feel like you're starting to recoup your losses and regain your strength. I feel like you're working through this and getting past it, but it's a gradual process. I don't feel like, I'm not going to lie to you, Sagittarius. It's not like you're going to go over to a light switch and you're going to go, click, I recouped all my losses. It's not going to be that easy, but you're in the process of it happening. You're gradually rebuilding here. You may also be going through a period of time. It could have already started. For many of you, I don't feel like it's just starting in February. This could have already been happening even in December or January. I feel like some of you are looking at like too many things not going your way. Like, why aren't things going my way? Why have I had to go through all these struggles? And you could be looking back on your past. This could be going back, looking at your childhood, or going back and looking at, the past 20, 30 years or 20 years. And you may be feeling like, man, like I didn't have a lot of things go my way. And some of it, your hopes and dreams, or your hopes and dreams and what you wanted to see occur got dashed. And in some regard, it was because of at the hand of others, their ineptitudes, their faux pas, their mistakes, their screw ups, whatever word you want to use there. Now, crowning your reading right smack in the middle of this 5-card Rainbow Tarot spread for February 2019 Sagittarius, you have the Chariot. And the Chariot is a card that symbolizes change. It can also mean long distance travel. Sometimes this card comes up when there's like you're torn in 2 different directions, or you have to choose between 2 different things. I see you like taking on a new plan of action, and like coming up with a new plan. So I do feel you are going to work through these 2 cards. I feel you're going to work past them through the Chariot. The Chariot is where you are getting back on the horse, so to speak. Like if you fell off the horse in the 8 of Swords and in the 5 of Cups, you're now getting back on the horse with a new plan, new ideas, and new energy. Throughout this whole entire year, you especially, and you're going to probably want to smack me when I say this, especially next February, you're going to have a whole new world of opportunities, like here and there. It's like I'm seeing a field, a grassy field, and there's mountains in the background. But in this grassy field, I see violets popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up. And these are like little opportunity here, little opportunity there, little opportunity there. And, violets is the flower for February and people born under the sign of Aquarius. So it's kind of funny. Violets are coming up in the February reading in my head for you. These are little, I'm not saying they're not big, but they look like, oh, this one, this is good. That's good. This is good. So I do feel you're kind of at the cusp now of things that are really going to start coming up for you in a positive way. If you've had any sicknesses or illnesses, I feel that you are going to heal from that probably this month or moving forward from now, starting now. If you're a Sagittarius that have had your reputation tarnished, someone is going to come in and support you or give you positive feedback or, sing your praises and boost you. So if you had been slandered or had, felt like you got made a fool of, there's somebody that's got your back that's going to come in, that's going to be a positive force for you. And I really feel once you get into the month of May, I know this is February, but my guides are predicting further out this particular month for some reason. Once you're in May, things are going to take on a new light and much more positive, favorable conditions in your life. You're going to feel like I see the sun shining really bright on your life in May. Doesn't mean nothing good is happening between now and May. May is being highlighted. Now, the card you have next in the reading is the Magician. So see, the Chariot and the Magician are your two good cards. You're getting through the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups. This Magician card is the card of the manifester. What you think about, you bring about. What's in the spiritual plane, you can manifest into physical reality. What's in your mind, you can create. Some of you are going to really start selling objects that may be in your home, and they could be artistic, like pieces. If you created any art, it could be your artwork or jewelry or painting or pottery or sculptures or whatever you've created, but it does feel like an artistic sense. And even if you didn't create it, you may start selling some of your things, some of your paintings, your artwork that you didn't create. Either way, I see you Sagittarians selling some things like that. And some of you I really see, it's almost like February is your new year, the beginning of your new year. Because I see you mapping out a whole new plan of your life. You may start taking classes and courses. You may start signing up for yoga or, personal trainer, going to a gym, going to some kind of, it's not just one thing. You might even be like, hey, you know what? I always wanted to learn how to make French pastries or, cook, cook more interesting and tasty and innovative vegan dishes. You may sign up for some classes like that. How to make beer, a class on how to make beer, or a wines and spirits class, or anything. But I see you mapping out plans. Maybe you want to become a real estate agent and you're going to go to real estate school. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if people do it online or if you go somewhere in person. I don't know. But I see you mapping out all these plans. So I go back to the violets. Some of these things of those violets popping up in your grassy field for this year even, and in the next, starting in February and in the next 4 to 6 months, are those violets. Some of those things are going to be classes you're going to take and opportunities. And some of these classes and some of these plans you're going to map out, other things are going to dovetail from taking that class, taking that, signing up for yoga, taking this or that. Those plans are going to make more violets bloom. So it's going to have like a dovetail effect for you. Be careful. I can't say be careful. It's kind of a stupid thing to say, but some of you may know somebody connected to you that's going to break their collarbone. I don't know if they're in gymnastics or if they just fall or what. Could be some other type of broken bone in this area. Not their neck, but like collarbone or up here. So I don't feel it's you though. So that's not going to apply to all of you Sagittarians, but my guides floated that one in as we were going by. So here you got another tough card. So I feel like your reading is a little unusual, but we'll see what they say. You got 7 of Swords. And this could be someone lying to you or deceiving you or stealing something from you. You could also be doing that, but I don't feel like you're doing it, Sagittarius. But let's see what my guides have to say. Some of you Sagittarians are going to be disgusted with someone that you are going to find out that they've been skimming off the top. So if you own your own business and you have a partner or you have an employee, you may find out that they've been taking some money from the business, skimming off the top, or, you know, whatever. Basically stealing in some regard. If you don't own your own business and you're not working, this could be somebody in your family taking something, and maybe they're selling it. Maybe they're stealing money out of your wallet or purse, or, you know, or taking something you have that's of value, and like I said, selling it. That's possible. So I do actually feel like there is stealing energy here around you. Careful of your car. I don't feel like it's like your car getting stolen, but you need to make sure that you lock it because maybe even parked in your driveway or on your street, somebody may go in your car and try to take something out of it, steal something out of it. The other thing that also comes up here to be careful of, that I don't know how you could prevent this other than having, what's that called? Virus protection, or it's not virus protection though, what I'm talking about. Something might get hacked of yours, like a bank account or your computer, something with your computer trying to hack information. So there is some thievery that comes up here. Sometimes this card is someone lying to you and deceiving you. Sometimes this card brings up totally different messages, but for you, you may be able to avoid it. Now, I know there's going to be people that are going to say, I don't want to listen to anything negative. Why do you know, life is full. I said this in one of the other signs. Life is full of ups and downs. And not everything that's fantastic happens every day. You have good things in this reading, but you have pain and suffering and healing in this reading also. And here with this is your warning. And, you know, one of the reasons I've gotten psychic readings since I think the first psychic reading I ever got, I was 21. And I was so scared and nervous because I was so afraid I was going to hear things I didn't want to hear. And you know what? I did hear things I didn't want to hear. I heard things that really upset me. That turned out to be true. And it was things that were secret and hidden that I didn't know. So I was kind of mentally prepared somewhat when they occurred. And a lot of my clients have told me, and even people on YouTube have written in the comments and privately written me that they were glad that they heard what I had to say, even though it was negative, because they avoided an argument with somebody that would have turned into a blow up, or they took some safeguarding measure because of something I saw and it avoided it. It avoided something. So being forewarned is being forearmed. So that's why if these cards come up, it's because you're supposed to know this information. I certainly don't have any negative ill will towards Sagittarians at all. And I can remember when I first started doing readings on YouTube, I couldn't believe, first of all, I found Sagittarians back then one of the most difficult signs to read. So they, at the time in 2014, when I went on in June of 2014, for many months, I was either struggled reading Sagittarius, or I felt like there was so many things going on with Sagittarius, it was really confusing, and a lot of negative things were coming up about Sagittarius. And, you know, I personally don't know any Sagittarians in my life. I have no Sagittarians in my life. I have no Sagittarian family members either. So, because sometimes people accuse, not just me, I hear other readers on YouTube and other astrologers saying people of certain signs accuse them of, you don't like this sign or that. I have no one I know that's a Sagittarius. My probably one of my very best friends, maybe my best friend, has Sagittarius rising, but I love her. So there's nothing, no ill will here from me towards Sagittarius, but just do what, take what I say here, put it in, think it over. And if you get anything like that's a warning, maybe you can safeguard against it and protect, or it may even alert you to be aware. Like if you had suspicion about a partner, a business partner, or somebody at the place of business where you work and you thought they were stealing, taking money out of the register, skimming off the top, getting payoffs or anything. Okay, so now you're like, okay, maybe this is confirming that that's what they're doing. If you've been worried, like things have been going on, you're not the only sign. There was another sign that got, I don't know which sign it was, because I'm reading you at sign number 6. I always go by what my guides say. Whatever sign they tell me to read at the moment I sit down is the sign I read. I don't go in a specific order. There's another sign that got something similar about car break-ins or like robberies in the neighborhood. So be careful of your vehicle. If you're not one to usually lock it, make sure you lock it. And if you have any sheds or garages and you normally leave them unlocked, I would lock them. In February and March, I would lock up your stuff. And if you've been suspicious of somebody in your home, if you're like, wait, I had this, where did my crystal vase go? Where did my ring, my grandmother's ring, go? Like, if you're starting to notice some things missing in your home here and there, it's a good chance that, and it might not be somebody that lives there all the time. This could be a friend of one of your kids or somebody that's a relative that's there and then they're not there and then they're there and then they're not there. So keep this in mind, Sagittarius. I want you to think about what I'm saying here. So I hope this reading was of help to you and I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos to YouTube. Also, Sagittarius, if you're interested in getting a continuation of this reading for the month of February 2019, where I look into my crystal and give you messages and predictions from my spirit guides about what else you can expect to see happen, you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for the February 2019 psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. Also, if you're interested in getting them and you don't want to go through the link below, you can go to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, and click on the videos tab on my menu, and you will see many videos series that I've been making over the many years now. I've been doing it since I was one of the first on YouTube to start selling my videos on Vimeo. Now a lot of people are doing it. I've been doing it since August of 2015. But that video series will be listed right at the top of that page. You just click on your sign under that heading of the crystal readings and it will take you to that video, that specific video on Vimeo. Also, if you didn't check them out yet, I highly recommend you do, because I feel like they were packed full of a lot of messages and information in 9 cards, 25-minute long videos for the January 2019 Eclipse Effects 2-deck psychic tarot readings for each sign of the zodiac, where I pulled 9 cards, 3 using the Aquarian tarot deck and 6 from the Osha Zen tarot deck. And I thought they really stood out to me as being full of a lot of predictions and messages that I feel will be useful. And this is they cover a time period from starting in January when the eclipses happened until up to 6 months. But some of the signs, even some of the predictions went out about 2-3 months past that. So that link is also below in the Show More section, and those videos series is also available on my website that I mentioned before. Also, I'd like to remind you all that you can see messages and predictions that you're not going to see here on YouTube on my Facebook page at The Lucky Mermaid LLC. And I'm fairly new to Instagram, and I put predictions and messages and little videos there where I pull cards sometimes and give predictions as well as just the written ones on Instagram. And my Instagram handle is TheLuckyMermaid_Pam Georgel. So I hope you'll check that out as well. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic and fabulous February, Sagittarius. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.